Hey guys, how's it going? Episode 3. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like this one. It's a little bit of a different departure just because it's kind of like a deals and steals. I'm going to show you a list of items, small little list, and of things I got most recently. And most of this stuff I didn't pay $1 over each. So sometimes 50 cents, sometimes $1, not that much. And the fun thing is, try to determine which one of these is the real steal. And I'll tell you at the end which one was, and which one was just a bust and I lost a buck on, so oh well. So I'm going to start through, and most of these are games. I'll show you. This one here is a PlayStation 2 game. One of the best PlayStation 2 games a lot of people like of all time is Metal Gear Solid 2. Great all-around game. If you haven't tried it, might as well. If you like the first one, big fan of the series, it comes complete. Great game. Metal Gear Solid 2, other one for PS2, is Grand Theft Auto 3. The birth of a generation, really. One of the best sandbox games of all time. This one comes complete. Great discs, by the way. Got these for $1 a piece. Next thing I got is a PS2 stand for the slim PS2. You don't often see these, and you never really see these boxed. It's kind of weighty, it's kind of heavy, but it's really interesting, especially when you want to get boxed, items and, unique oddities to go with your collection and have on the bookshelf or, just to fill it out. Things like this you want to find. Got it for $1. Another thing I got is, remember the Walkman? Sony Walkmans. As you can see from there, I got it for $1. Cassette players, Sony Walkman, by the way. It's not some kind of cheap version, so I got it for $1, and, it's cassette players. What can cassette players do much? Another thing I got was old metal tin of tobacco, empty. I chucked it. But Prince Albert in a can. Haha, old jokes aside. Great can face, front, back, surround, and sides. This can is probably about 80 years old, 75, 80 years old. And tins, they're great collectibles too. No, that sucks. I'm going to show that one. Another thing I got here, Bagatelle pinball game from the early 30s. It's about the time these come out. They lay down on a table, and you can play by flicking the ball up into the different point slots, and then picking it down and put it back down again. I got one ball with it, and it does work. I tried it out. It's a little dusty, but it does work. Old Bagatelle pinball game. So that's interesting. Another thing I got was mint and box new. I got this for $1. Everything I got was the Prince Albert can I got was for 50 cents. Excuse me. The Bagatelle game was for $1. The Coleco game, this. A 6-in-1 plug-and-play games. These are always popular. They've been coming out for a while. Not so much anymore. I guess the fad's kind of dying out. But I got this for $1, so, what can go wrong? And last thing I have is Sonic 3 Genesis. Sonic games, fun games. If it wasn't for Sonic, Genesis would not be quite as popular as it was. This is a special not for resale version. So it has that sticker on there, and that makes it interesting because it's not for resale. Is it big? Well, to be honest, a lot of these things I got was for $1 or less. All of them are winners except one. And one, percentage-wise is a big winner. So I'll go through right now and tell you real quick what it was. Sonic 3 not for resale. Many resale carts that are not for resale came with the systems and came with other collections. Even though it says not for resale, it doesn't mean rare. Think about it if you bought Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt with your system that came with your Nintendo system. It came with every Nintendo system, like Combat came with every Atari 2600. If they slapped the sticker on there and said not for resale, it doesn't make it any more rare. It just makes it legally not for resale, so you can make a few bucks or shekels in the open market. The PS2 stand, it's worth a few bucks. It's a great item, not big demand, not rare. It's unique to find in a box, but still cheap. Worth a few bucks, pretty good. The games, while they're great games of all time, they made zillions of these. So market demand doesn't drive much for the price. These games sell anywhere from $2.50 to $5 a piece. I bought them for $1, it's still good. Good to throw in for a system when I put a system set together. But, you know, if you haven't played them, they're great games. Try them out. If you don't like them, then you don't know quality. I love you. Just joking. The Prince Albert can. While this is great, and some of these other old tins from this era can be highly collectible, again, they made a lot of these. These Prince Albert cans, no matter how cool they are, only sell for a few bucks online. So while it's great for a quarter, I think, yeah, I did buy it for a quarter. I could sell it for $4. I mean, that's a good profit margin, but it's not like, oh my God, it's a $100 can. No, but they are great. They got great picture quality, and why the hell not? Especially when you don't find much at some sales. You gotta take what you can get. Now, the Bagatelle game. The Bagatelle game in this quality is only worth about maybe $5 to $10. They're supposed to be, always pay attention to how things are supposed to be, because if you don't know and you try to buy, you could screw yourself. There's supposed to be a glass case, a glass covering that comes over this, and several balls. I only have one ball with this game. And it's supposed to be a glass piece, and I think something else on the side. It does play, it does work, but there's supposed to be something else on the side, even though the game is near antique. I mean, it's almost 100 years old. It's not that great because it doesn't have everything all in one. Now, it leaves two things. The hit and miss. Well, this is the miss. The Coleco shit. Excuse my French. Everybody likes James Wolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd. They know that LJN was the killer of Nintendo games. Horrible Nintendo games. Look for the name on a brand product. This is made by TechnoSource. If you buy handheld games, buy anything that's TechnoSource, expect to lose money. I bought this for $1. At best, I could sell it for $2. And it's boxed new. It's boxed new. Complete. Shipping costs more to send this out than what it's worth. So what does that leave? A lot of surprise to a lot of people. Frickin' Walkmans. Walkmans you will find at yard sales for 50 cents to $1, because people don't realize that Walkmans are still in demand. Most of the good ones in terms of functions, the more buttons on the Walkman and the more functions you can use with it, especially Walkmans, tape decks. You don't think tape decks are worth much. Generally, not really. But when it's Sony quality Walkman, I could sell this online. I bought it for $1. Actually, it might have gotten a little less. I could sell this anywhere from 15 to 20. Now, of course, I have to test it to make sure it works. The LCD display works and all the functions works, but that's easy. Tape cassettes, you know, for everybody that's under 25, tape cassettes really aren't that hard to use. So you find those nice yellow Walkmans sitting there at the yard sale table for 50 cents. It's one to come with the headphones, the original headphones, and all the original accoutrements. I love that word. I can't use it right, but I've been drinking. I don't care. Take a look at it. Check your eBay app. If you're going to buy games to resell, branch out a bit, because you don't know what kind of profit you could be losing. And that's more in other videos in the future too. If it helps you, that's all the more great for watching. Check out the Walkmans. Sure, some of them go for like $10. You don't want to get ones that are beat up, ones that have corrosive battery. You know, you're going to want to check the battery case on each one. Generally, the more functions, the more unique it is, the more powerful it looks for the most part. You know, and that might be the tip of the iceberg for what I know. I know there's probably a few people that might watch that know more about it than I do. You're going to want to look for that because, you know, everybody sells them at sales for 50 cents to $1 because it's obsolete technology. Same thing with phones. That's a whole other topic for another video. So keep your eyes open because you never know what you're going to find. And as always, I really thank you and appreciate you watching this. Please leave a thumbs up, a like, comment, whatever you want to say. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to, as the season starts, to come out with more of these. And I hope you find them entertaining. Of course, I'll always focus on video games, but I'm going to throw in a few other things onto you because if you're going to be out and about, why not try to make that dollar stretch into a bit more? And thank you so much. Good luck and happy hunting. And kisses.